Are you one of those people who thinks Call of Duty is overrated? Do you believe it's just the same gameplay with a different paint job? Well, you wouldn't be alone in that thought process. Year after year, there is an overwhelming response on how the game doesn't really improve, and is simply gouging customers' well-earned dollars. Why then does it seem to not only increase its own sales from year to year, and dwarfs other companies' profits in the process? Personally, I don't see this as a surprise, but I will take some time to enlighten you all today. Now, everything stated in this video is opinion, not fact. In the end, you have the power to choose what you believe and what you don't. The main thing I always hear is that Call of Duty doesn't offer a unique and different experience from game to game, much less within the same game. I mean, in comparison to games like The Witcher Wild Hunt or even Fallout 4, there's no way you can compare those vast in-depth experiences to a simple multiplayer game of team deathmatch on one of 10 maps, right? Well, that's not entirely true. No one game of TDM is ever really the same when you think about it. First, let's look at Titanfall. This game was severely hyped when launched, and though it had a good run, the majority of the gaming community felt that the game was boring after a while and moved on to greener pastures. This is proved by their version of a season pass, which provides you with extra content throughout the year, became free to everyone after only a year into its life cycle. To put this in perspective for you, you can still buy a season pass for a 5-year-old COD at the full price. What gives COD a different experience in every game is the presence of kill/score streaks, the ability to play supportive with UAVs for map visuals, or take a more aggressive stance with a variation of a chopper gunner changes the experience every single time you play. The ability to have a horrible game one moment and racking up score streaks the next completely changes the dynamic of each game. Also, the prospect of knowing you can do better every single time keeps you coming back wanting to elevate your game even more, especially since skill doesn't always play a factor. Now, before I receive flack from the COD heads out there, let me explain. A lot of COD's appeal is that anyone, either a 10-year-old who shouldn't be playing the damn game in the first place, or a 40-year-old can pick this up and have a good time, despite if they do well or not. Other shooters aren't like that. Take Battlefield, for example. Anyone who's played the game will tell you that there is a bit of a learning curve compared to other shooters, like taking into account wind resistance for sniper shots. COD just doesn't have this obstacle. So when it comes to people who work 50 hours a week and just want to have a good time with a shooter, COD seems to be the more common choice. In a way, you can almost say COD is taking its example from the Mario series. That's right, the Mario series, one, if not the longest running video game series in history, has been doing a variation of what COD has been doing since they've been in business. Sure, the Mario series has branched from its platformer roots to RPG, problem solving, even Tetris games. However, the ones that sell the best are the ones that don't change the formula all too much. Just minor tweaks and a different paint job. Does that sound familiar? In the end, we can complain all we want on how gaming isn't as strong as it used to be because of things like COD, Battlefield, any AAA title. However, I always think of this saying with this type of scenario. If consumers buy what businesses are selling, businesses will sell what consumers are buying. Things can change if you really want them to. You have the power to change anything as long as you set your mind to it.